Hi, everyone. I am so happy to be here. Are you ready for today? Are you ready to unwrap your beautiful day? With some people, it's already in the afternoon, and some places you are already even in the evening. Are you having the oomph to be in your power? Come and join us in the Power Hour show, TV show. I'm so excited to have a special guest here today. Dawn, thank you for being here. I will never forget the first time I met you. Uh, I'm in South Africa, currently visiting New Zealand. I met a beautiful lady in Australia that knew Dawn, and Tony said to Dawn and me, we need to be together. And then Dawn sent me a request for us to meet. And the first day that we met, Dawn, I really love you. You are amazing. We talked that day. You didn't have any appointments after that. We talked so long. It was so amazing. And I am so happy to have you on the show. So, my beautiful Dawn, I quickly want to say you are an award-winning author. You are a master woman self-empowerment coach. You are a podcast educator, a TED speaker. I also want to be a TED speaker, co-founder of the New World Women. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you so much for inviting me. And I know that we will have some pearls of wisdom to share today. And I do want to acknowledge you for the beautiful work that you do in the world. I know it comes right from your heart, and that makes all the difference. So thank you. I'm really honored to be here. And hello, everyone.
Oh, thank you so much. So I have, when I did the advertisement, I said, bring your cup of coffee, bring your tea, bring your water. We can have a mindfulness, something to drink. So, guys, I know if you know mindfulness is to be in the moment. And that's why I love to start the show with a powerful mindfulness practice, because yesterday sometimes influence yourself so much, or in the future it influences you so much that you don't experience the now. You don't experience the miracles that's happening all around you. So take your glass of water. I've got also a glass of water. And then the first thing you do, you notice the exterior. So I quickly grabbed one of my daughter's wine glasses to put it in, but look at the exterior. And I can even see it's very cold, and look, I can almost sign something onto the glass. And the next thing you need to do is use all your senses. So we are in the now. I looked at it. I smell my water. And now I'm going to taste it, but taste it in your mouth and then slowly swallow it and feel how it goes down. Are you ready? Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Wow, amazing. Think about the nutrition that you get from water. And even if you do drink coffee and tea, the warmness that's going down, enjoy your whatever beverage you are drinking. For me, at the moment, it's water. So thank you so much. And that is a few seconds. I think even 1 minute, if you can spend every time you drink something 1 minute, just bring yourself in the now and enjoy that moment that you are drinking it. Oh, wow. Thank you. My beautiful ones, my beautiful ones. So, Dawn, I saw that you are the co-founder of New World Women. Can you tell us a little bit, how did you start this and how did you go about? Thank you.
Of course, of course. Well, I have been a women's self-empowerment coach for over 35 years. So I've met with many women individually and in groups, and that's been the joy of my heart. So to back up to my childhood, I remember growing up feeling and seeing that many women did not appear to be respected for the beautiful gifts that they bring into the world. And that always confused me as a child because I lived with my grandmother and I would see her cooking and baking and keeping the home and all of those things. But I didn't feel that she was very respected for her role. She was loved, but maybe not respected. And so I saw that with other women too. And then, as I got older, I kept seeing it and I thought, what would the world be like if women were really cherished and honored for the gifts that we bring to the world? Of course, all people should be acknowledged, but I did see that it seemed to be more so with women. So fast forward to 2016 when I wrote my book, Venerable Women, Transform Ourselves, Transform the World. And that became an award-winning book. And then I taught from the book. And then I met Mecca Page, who is one of the 3 co-founders of New World Women. And then I met Shawn Vougeot. And these 2 women they're bright lights and beautiful hearts. And we all had in common that we wanted life to be better for women. And so we worked together starting in 2020. And we have worked diligently for the past 2 years using what we call our spiritual vision. And that's what I'll be talking about today. And so New World Women is a global sisterhood of, the way we describe it, are a global sisterhood of seekers and sages. So, we're always seeking new learning and inspiration as women, and we are also sages because we have great wisdom within. Each person has great wisdom within them. So that's a little bit about New World Women, and it's the joy of my heart. I feel that everything I've ever done in my life has led me to this moment of the creation of New World Women.
That is so amazing. So, my beautiful Dawn, for me, when I looked at the week's theme, the law of inspired action, one of the ladies that was what I think I wanted to say, wow, that's amazing. But then I went and investigated with Joan of Arc. So I have heard a saying, let me just quickly bring it up. There you are. Sorry, I have a lot of things.
Yes.
Joan of Arc said, I'm not afraid. I was born to do this. So when you were talking, I thought, wow, now is a time for me to show. And for me, I think we were all born to do something. And sometimes it takes a little bit longer to get to your purpose, to do your purpose every day. And for me, seeing if people get that they are beautiful. Now, I know people say, oh, Sanit, you use beautiful for so many people, but we are all beautiful. And for me, I found that people, especially women, don't know how beautiful they are. So I love that. I did a video for people to say, look yourself in the mirror. And I just want to mention it quickly. My husband said to me, Sanit, you cannot do this. People will not look at it. It's a snot pot video. And I said to my husband the other day, you must go and see. It's almost 700 views because my beautiful husband, especially women, need to know they are beautiful.
Yes.
And they need to know that they are enough. They are enough. So when you were talking about what you were doing, it is so amazing. So I wanted to ask you, what is spiritual vision and how did you learn to create this?
It's fast.
Hello?
Oh, here we go. Are we good?
Yes.
The beauty of live television or a live show. So I learned this technique. I studied in India. I spent a month in India in 2016, and I spent 21 days in the silence being taught by enlightened monks who taught us how to go deep within, and they taught us all of these beautiful spiritual principles. And during that time, I learned so much. And then when I came back to the United States, I learned about spiritual vision from Sri Preetaji and Sri Krishnaji. And it really changed my perspective on how to achieve something. So spiritual vision is intentionally sharing your unique gifts, as you were saying about each person has those beautiful gifts, with other people that make the world a better place. And so that sounds maybe very cliche to some people, but the way to get there makes all the difference. And I'll share what that is. So a spiritual vision is different than a goal, because a goal is always in the future, right? Here I am, and here's this thing I want in the future, right? Choosing to live from a spiritual vision is something that you're always doing in the present as a way of being. And that's the very subtle difference. So as you had us do that beautiful opening mindfulness practice of, holding the cup or the container and, feeling the warmth if it's coffee or tea, or the coolness if it's water, seeing it, even hearing it, clinking around or splashing around in the glass or whatever it might be. That mindfulness is a very, very big way of being able to have the spiritual vision manifest. And so I will definitely share how we can come to our spiritual vision. But I wanted to say also that ask yourself this question: do you feel happy when you're doing what you love? Do you feel happy when you're doing what you love? And so when we are doing what we love and we're doing it with joy and kindness, we elevate the lives of other people in meaningful ways. And sometimes we don't even see the impact that we have on people,
Yes.
It's even like, so say one of the things you love to do is bring a smile to someone's face. And I know that's probably one of yours, because we're always smiling when we're in your presence. So say that you love bringing a smile to someone's face, and you do that, when you're grocery shopping and you're in the checkout line, right? And you have like a meaningful conversation as best you can. I know there's not a whole lot of time, but to really connect with that person and to look them in the eye and maybe silently sending them gratitude for checking out all of your groceries or whatever it might be. And, bringing us a genuine smile to your own face. And generally people will respond to that. So that's something that makes us happy, that we love doing, but it's different for every person. For some people, it might be sending a silent prayer to someone who's struggling. For others, it might be writing a little poem. For others, it might be singing a song or dancing, to our beautiful, the song of our heart, whatever it might be. So focusing on the things that we love to do and doing them with intentionality and mindfulness, it changes everything, because many times aren't we so distracted by all of these things that are going on, right? I told you before we went live, right, that I have 2 dogs here that I am, one of them is my own little dog, Pika. And the other one is my daughter's dog because she's on her baby moon. She's having a baby in May, and she and her husband decided to take what they call a baby moon these days instead of a honeymoon. Their last trip without children,
Oh, wow. And I didn't even know what that was. So
I just learned about it too. And so I agreed to watch her dog, and he's a wonderful dog, but every now and then, and I don't know why, he just starts barking. And I thought, well, it's just a part of life, and to be authentic, to be present, and to be joyful as best we can with whatever's happening, and just have that sense of peace within us and not judge ourselves, because don't we do that too? Like, oh, if there's a background sound, then, that's not professional. Well, it's life.
it is. And when my little grandson just bumped the door open, I didn't want to look around and to see if he's gonna come at the back of me. And then I see my son-in-law bare-breasted to close the door. I actually wanted to put my glasses on. But then you were talking so beautifully, and I thought, the show must go on. Just carry on.
And I think it really relates to a bigger point that many people struggle with, is that we have to be perfect, right? And if we're not doing something perfectly, then it doesn't have value. But that's not true. As long as we're doing something from our hearts and doing the very best we can, as Don Miguel Ruiz says in the 4 Agreements, doing the best we can in the moment, And so as we do that, then we give other people permission to bring their gifts forward and not worry that everything's not perfect, because there is no real true perfection, except I would say that the divine is perfect in all ways, but that's a discussion for another time. So back to spiritual vision, when we feel happy doing what we love, and we're doing it with joy and authenticity and kindness, we do elevate the lives of other people in some kind of a meaningful way. And by doing this, we are living an inspired life, and we attract more goodness at every turn. It's just the way it works, because everything is energy, right? I mean, even scientists will tell you everything is energy. So there's low vibrating energy, which would be things like, when we're angry or fearful, those are lower vibrating energies. And it doesn't mean we don't feel those things, because we're human and we will. But the higher vibrational energies like love and kindness and connection, creativity, compassion, all of those things are higher vibration. And that helps, believe it or not, I'm sitting here with all these plants here in my office. It helps our plants. Seems to be helping the dogs stay calm right now. Though I don't have any control over them. And so those are the kinds of things that we can really be more conscious about, is that the energy that we bring to every situation impacts everything around us. So, I think about, sometimes I learn best when I have examples of what this spiritual vision is. And so, one of them that came to mind right away was Jesus. And you don't have to be a believer in Jesus, but he was, I think everyone would agree, he was a master teacher. And some of Jesus's gifts were healing and teaching. And he taught humanity how to have a relationship with a loving God, not a God of vengeance like in the Old Testament, right? And Jesus reminded everyone to keep the divine at the center of their lives. And he brought people together in large groups, showing them that a loving life was possible for them. And he also taught that each person is capable of being loving. And he used all of his gifts to inspire humanity to be better and to do better. And he lived from his spiritual vision. So the spiritual vision is taking our own unique gifts and beautiful skills and talents and the things that make us happy and joyful to do, and to do that in service to humanity in some way. And that might seem like a really big task. Well, how can I serve humanity? You serve humanity by, living your spiritual vision with your family, with your friends, with your coworkers, with your community, with every person you come in contact with. And so, so that's one example. And another example, and this is a woman, I just did some research. I just wanted to see, like, who's someone who made a big impact that we've never heard of, right? Well, I had never heard of her. Maybe some people do, right? But there was a woman who lived in the 1860s. Her name was Dr. Sophia Louisa Jex Blake. It's a long name. But she was a British physician, educator, and founder of medical schools for women. And she led a campaign to secure women to have access to university education. And she was the very first practicing female doctor in Scotland.
Wow.
And Dr. Jex Blake was a leading campaigner for medical education for women. And she got involved in founding 2 medical schools for women in London at a time when no medical schools were training women. So she used her gifts and what was in her heart to heal others as a physician, and then make it possible for women to become doctors so they could share their gifts of healing too. Because in those days, the idea of a woman being a doctor was laughed at. So look at how far we've come, So yeah, so there are many people whose names we may never know who use their spiritual vision, staying present to what they love and sharing their gifts with intention and transforming our world because they make that choice to do that. So are we ready to investigate what our spiritual vision is, each one of us?
I quickly want to ask you, I've got this beautiful quote that you
Yes.
living in the beautiful state is the pathway of joy for women, and all those who live their lives are impacted, and it is so beautiful. Before we explore, I really wanted to say this quote that you did is beautiful, and I also wanted to thank E360, and I want to show the viewers a beautiful video before we continue. And then before I forget, I would love to tell you guys, I have a medal of yesterday, but let me just first of all show you guys the video, and I want to say thank you so much to E360 TV for gifted me 12 episodes to do my power hour. And then I also would like to thank Angel for saying, yes, come Sanet, you can do it, you can do it. So guys, if you can give me a Dawn, beautiful Dawn, give me a minute and I'm going to play you the video. Thank you. Thank you so much. Dawn, before we go, ask what is the 3 elements you needed, I quickly want to tell you about yesterday. So one of the things on my bucket list was to have a medal for 5 kilometers in New Zealand. So I did one in America, but I wanted to do one. So we had to travel very far yesterday, and it was a beautiful day. And I got my medal, and I had also, me and my daughter had to put our ears on because we wanted to be different. So we got a lot of people that say, "Go, Mickey's, go." So we actually had such a beautiful day, and we came late home yesterday. I was exhausted because it was a full day traveling, but my heart was overflowed because I had done what I set out to do. I wanted to do a medal, get a medal in New Zealand. And after accomplishing it, I fell over the moon. Yes, Annette, if you can do this small thing, you can do so much other things. So yes, my beautiful Dawn, I love putting down goals and also um, say my word, keep my word and do it. But I never thought about spiritual vision. But because every morning when I wake up, I ask myself, Sanit, what value will you bring to yourself, me first, and then to others? And in the evening, I am so happy to do this every night for the last 3.5 years. Sanit, did you leave your sparkle in somebody's heart and memory? I will either go like this, a tick, or I will hit my head up for a tick. I never knew this the spiritual vision is what you do every day, that you love, that you are giving to people, and they are responding to it. So it's beautiful. What three elements do you need?
Oh, well, before we get to that, I do want to go back to the quote of mine that you pulled up, if I could, because the beautiful state is a state where we are choosing to be what I think of as the above the line attributes when we were talking about energy, where the below the line attributes would be things like fear or anger or hatred. You know, the beautiful state is where we are choosing to be in the place of love and kindness and caring and compassion and joy and excitement and all of those higher vibrational energies. So that's a very important, that's one of the elements of living from your spiritual vision, is you don't take a step towards something that you want to do unless you're in a beautiful state, because our energy impacts what the outcomes are of what we do. So, for example, say that you are wanting to, say you're someone who likes to write poetry, and you're, in an angry state, or if somebody has upset you, or you're feeling off. It doesn't mean you couldn't write down what your feelings are, but if you want to create a poem of beauty, you would probably want to get yourself back to the beautiful state before you put your pen to paper, because then you're putting that energy into what you're creating. And that's true of all spiritual vision. Many times we take action either out of desperation or confusion. We make a decision and we're not really in that beautiful state. And generally, the outcomes are not going to be very good when we do that. So, the elements of the spiritual vision are to really be aware of what our gifts and skills and talents are, those special gifts that we've been given. And many times we, start seeing those gifts, things that we loved to do when we were children. And sometimes that carries forward, or sometimes new gifts get revealed through the years. So that's one of them, is to be aware of the gifts that we give and to honor them within ourselves. And another element of the spiritual vision is to take a look at something that you think could be better in the world, and then to match up your gifts and skills and talents with that thing that you want to see better in the world. That could be a relationship with someone, it could be in your work, it could be in your community, anything like that. And so those are two of the three elements. And the third one is to really believe in yourself as you're doing it. And I know that sounds so easy to say, but honestly, if you're living from that heart of gold, then you can believe in yourself more. So Shall we actually do the process? Would you like to do that?
Yes, yes, please. Thank you.
You're very welcome. So the first step, and if anyone would like to close their eyes, they can, and if not, then just have a gentle gaze and go deep within yourself and access some of your special gifts. And these might be skills or talents, something that people have noticed about you that they tell you you're really good at, or something that you have loved about yourself since you were little. Examples of this could be like soothing or nurturing people when they're down. Maybe that's something you love to do and you're good at. Writing poetry, bringing people together, connecting them, making people laugh, helping someone as they heal, guiding or teaching. Thinking outside the box might be your special gift. Cooking, organizing spaces, the list goes on and on. But what is it for you? What are some of your special gifts? Now, think of a gift or two of yours and feel gratitude in your heart for it. Gratitude's a very big piece of everything we do. And become even more of your gift right now and feel the joy that you have when you are doing that or that when you are sharing it with other people. Just really feel that joy. And then lastly, bring to mind something you would like to see be better for others. It could be a cause that you believe in. It could be an injustice that you would like to see corrected, or a way that people could live happier lives. Something that you know could be better. Something that you feel passionate about changing in some way. So now, as you're thinking about something that you're passionate about or something that you'd like to be changed, ask yourself, what is that for me? What would I like to see different? And then ask yourself, what gifts, skills, or talents do I have that could make a difference? So, how you bring your spiritual vision into this world matters. It must always be done from your heart, from what we call a beautiful state in which you're feeling loving, kind, compassionate, clear in your thinking, creative, and letting go of fear.
How incredible. That is so beautiful. Thank you so much, Dawn. And I must just say, you have also come and inspire us on my beautiful Diamond Beauties group, the Power Hour in November. And then you sent through a meditation through to the ladies.
Yes.
And your voice, it's unbelievable. I've listened to it quite a few times. So thank you so much. You know, Dawn, when I know exactly, I love to make the world a better place. And I know that's a lot of people saying, but if we can dance, if I can show people, if they can just move a little bit their body, because when you start dancing, you forget what's going around you. You are in the moment. So one particular thing for me is being in the moment, because when you do that, you experience miracles. And when you ask me to close my eyes, and I just I see the world dancing.
Mhm.
It was like amazing. We are all dancing and smiling, because I could accept maybe for some of the dances like the tango, where you're not allowed to smile. But if you are dancing, the first thing that's gonna happen, you're gonna smile. And that vision is like so overwhelming. I actually want to cry. So thank you so much for that. It's so beautiful. Um, there's a beautiful lady that said that is great. Um, that just DJ. Thank you so much. I hope that you also enjoyed the going into yourself, touching your heart of hearts,
Mhm.
and experience what Dawn just helped us experience. For me, I saw people dancing all over the world, and they brought love to themselves. Because one of the things, my beautiful Dawn, people is helping the world,
Yes.
but they forget about themselves.
Yes.
If you love yourself unconditionally, you can love anybody. If you can take care of yourself first, you can take care of anybody. So, oh, it was beautiful. Thank you so much. The question I want to ask: how do people transform when they live from the spiritual vision? Now, for me, I I still have goosebumps. It was like amazing.
Well, I would say, going back to what you just said about loving ourselves first, I think sometimes people feel that that's being selfish to love yourself first, but we can only give to others what we have for ourselves, right? And if we
Yes,
love ourselves and and come from that place, then we have more love to share with others. And one of the ways to love ourselves is by using our gifts. As I was saying, in regard to the spiritual vision, if we tamp down or hide our gifts, then we don't feel as happy, because these gifts are meant to be shared, right? And
exactly.
so I really do believe that that's one of the ways we can love ourselves, is by sharing our gifts with others, and to be unapologetic about it, and not like hide them and say, oh, I shouldn't do that. Yes, yes, you should. And the world will be better because of it, and to celebrate and be joyful. And I realize that maybe some people watching might say, oh, this is all about light and joy and happiness. And what about those times where you're down? Everyone has moments where they, are feeling a little off or down. That's natural. That's a part of life. All we need to do then is just become aware that I'm feeling angry, or I'm feeling sad, or whatever it might be. And then that dissolves, and we can be present again to what's in front of us. So, we don't want to make ourselves wrong for feeling, fearful or angry, because that's the human condition from time to time. But what we want to do is acknowledge that feeling so that it can dissolve and go forward. So, what did we say on the flight?
Well, I just say that just DJ. In my signature speech, I talked about the air hostess that say if in a case of an emergency, but in South Africa we say flight attendant. So the first time when I was saying, somebody asked after the session, they said to me, Sydney, it's an air hostess. So every time even when I am in the airplane and they started to talk, I remember that. So yes, it's very important. In a case of emergency, you have to put your oxygen mask on first, and then you can help somebody else. That is
Yes,
so true. That's so true.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
I just got a letter from my grandson. Are you almost finished? Let me show you. Because he can come and play his Xbox when I'm finished.
Well, and that's what brings him joy.
Before we go back to you, Dawn, I just want to say, for 3.5 years, I didn't see my grandchildren. So I am here for more than 2 months in New Zealand, and I still got a little bit less than a month to go. So every day I take so many kisses and hugs. And like this now, this is I'm gonna go in my diary and I will keep this paper and put it in there, because my family is important for me. And through the past few difficult years, we couldn't connect, couldn't be with each other. So my cup is like overflowing, and I've got so many memories that I could treasure. And when the days that I don't feel good, or the days that I also and not in a good space, then I can treasure this and go get back and be happy again. There's one thing that I always say: life is 2 steps to the front and 1 back.
Mm.
You choose how long you're going to linger in the step back.
Yes.
And I know it sounds like, but you can change your mind like this. If something happened in the future, I will remember maybe this situation, and then it will bring a smile to my face. So yes, I will tap from the memory from yesterday. I will tap into that memory, but then it will make me happy, and then I am happy and I am okay again to continue. Wow. So my beautiful, beautiful Dawn, and your voice, you are beautiful inside, outside. You are so magnificent. Can you tell us a little bit more of the transformation that you saw with the people that you have went through the course and on your group? Can you
Yes.
tell us a little bit? Thank you.
Yes, yes, I would be happy to. So, New World Women, as I mentioned before, is a global sisterhood of women, so that we can support one another, learn new things together, and to stay inspired together. I mean, yes, we can certainly have inspiration on our own, but somehow it's very lovely and it seems to expand when we're with others. And we want the other people that we are in relationship with to be like-hearted. Note that I did not say like-minded, but like-hearted.
I love that. I love that. Thank you.
Mhm. You know, people who believe that there is a higher or better way of being. And so in New World Women, we decided that we would support women in 3 ways. And by the way, yes, it is an all women's organization, but what we know to be true is when women do better, so does everyone around them. And so by women, you know, having better lives, then they make an impact in their families and communities and workplaces and so on. And so, so in New World Women, we have a teaching and inspiration platform. We have this beautiful global community of like-hearted sisters. And we also came up with a way to increase women's financial prosperity, which is very, very different. There's nothing out there that we have seen that's like what we're doing. Because for many women, having a lack of financial sufficiency holds them back. They sometimes stay in jobs that they don't like or relationships that are not good for them because they don't have the financial freedom that they need. So we worked, Mecca, Shawn, and I worked thousands of hours to figure out a way to do that where women are not taking on another job, they're not selling anything. We are rewarding women for practicing self-care, for helping other people, for staying engaged in community, for learning new things, and for staying inspired together. It's fascinating. And I have to say that all came out of the 3 of us co-creating a spiritual vision together. And then every time we met, we always stayed in that beautiful state so that we were creating from love and kindness and creativity. And so that was how we put the idea of a spiritual vision into practical reality. And so New World Women will be launching, we have a mobile app and software, and it's taken almost, well, a year and a half to develop it because it's so beautiful and it's very complicated to create it, but very simple for people to use. And so that's how we used our spiritual vision to create something that is serving women around the world.
Wow. Amazing, amazing. My beautiful Dawn, I know that you will have a lot of testimonials.
Yes.
if there's one, and you don't need to mention names, but if there's one that you know that you actually saved somebody's life.
Yes. Well, I don't know that I would say that we saved someone's life, but I do know of many instances where we have made women's lives better. So once a month, we have a beautiful teaching from one of our luminary teachers, and we call it our birds of a feather together calls, because our symbol in New World Women is a beautiful bird, a multicolored bird taking flight. And so during those meetings, which are free, and anybody can go on to newworldwomen.com and check them out, the women come together and then they go into small breakout rooms and discuss what's been taught. And in those little breakout rooms, and women coming together and talking about what they just learned, it helps them to understand it better and to embrace it and practice it in their own lives. For the luminaries themselves, the teachers, they feel so happy that they have this platform to share their teachings with others. And so the teachings themselves, there will be ones about how to be a conscious parent, conscious parenting, feng shui. Some people are very interested in feng shui, how to use breathing as a way to be very tranquil and peaceful and calm. There's one about nutrition. So there are all these teachings that women get within New World Women when they become a subscriber. So I think those are some of the ways we're helping women, is we're meeting them where they are and what they are interested in, and then providing those teachings and the like-hearted community, and then paying them to learn new things and to help other people and to practice self-care and to stay inspired. We think this is how you create a new world.
That is incredible, incredible. Thank you so much. For me as well, when I started with the Diamond Beauties, the group on Facebook, I wanted to have a platform for the ladies to come and tell us their stories, because their stories is beautiful. And through telling their stories, they can heal. And they don't even know how many people or women they have touched through their stories. So I am doing I am this Power Hour show, not a TV show. I know this is my fourth one, but the Power Hour show I'm doing for more than a year and 4 months. And Dawn, the stories that came out of there, it is so magnificent. And the ladies afterwards will tell me, Sunit, I would never thought I will be able to share. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for allowing me to share. I feel so much light off my shoulders. I feel so much better. And then other ladies will say, oh, I needed to hear that. I'm so happy to hear that. So for me as well, being in a group, it is just elevate all our love for each other, for the world. And as you said, when we do that, we impact the people all around us.
Yes. And you had asked me for kind of a testimonial of sorts. I know there was one woman, her name is Anne Puglisi, and there are many more, but she's the one that comes to mind right now because I can still see her face. We had an online Zoom gathering, and at the end of it, she said, "This is the community of like-hearted women I've been searching for." And she had tears in her eyes because she felt understood and she felt connected and she felt loved and supported. And I believe that's what we can do for one another. And you do that in such beautiful ways. And you are right. Women getting to share their stories is very healing for them and for the people who hear their stories, because that's how we learn and grow and expand.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. So, my beautiful ladies and gentlemen, you are all welcome to visit my website and book a discovery call. We will definitely do some dancing and connect with me. I love to dance. In all my meetings, I dance first, and then at the end, we dance again. And we're going to do so as well. So, my beautiful Dawn, I have a song that was specially written for me by Jennifer. And Jennifer, I said to Jennifer, I want fairy dust, I want hugs and kisses, because my ultimate vision is to uh, be the brand that provides beautiful experience so that the world can be filled with love, joy, and happiness. I know, particularly the last few years, there's a lot of us that could not connect to our family. And I think that heightened me to be more proactive, to do more things. Because anything in what you have that you are telling yourself, you can do it. You just need to take inspired action. Inspired action is to do it. And don't feel a failure because you're going to fail. Failure is a feedback. Then try something else. I am so excited that we can dance out with my forever song, Cover the World with Love. Is there one more golden nugget that you would love to leave for us? Thank you.
Yes, I would like to say to each person here on the call and maybe listening later that you really were placed here on this earth for a specific and beautiful reason. Believe in yourself, trust yourself, and allow yourself to create a new world of love and kindness and joy.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful goosebumps, goosebumps. My beautiful Dawn, thank you for being with us. I want to say you are magnificent. Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
then, my beautiful ladies and gentlemen, have an amazing day, afternoon, evening. Please look after yourself, because if you look after yourself, you can look after anybody. And my grandson is going to be happy because he can come and play his games. And then I want to say, smile often, and keep on dancing. Are you ready for a dance?
Yeah.
Yeah, we go.
Walking on sunshine or dancing in the rain. Sprinkle me with fairy dust so I Give yourself a boost, dear one. Give yourself a hug. Dance, laugh, smile, ignite. Cover the world with love. Dance, laugh, smile, ignite. Cover the world with love.
Wow. How do you love my song, Dawn?
It's beautiful. This is my first time hearing it.
It is beautiful. And I want to say thank you, Jennifer Gerald, for writing the words and singing it for me. It's not in a professional studio, but it was made with love. And I love it. So thank you so much for being here. And I want to say, have a beautiful day, everyone. Bye, everyone.
Bye.